Hey, Trinity again. This is Esoteric Truth Radio. Remember I kind of mentioned, where is it? Just had it. Oh, the Chambers funeral home. And I was like, I know I saw it and I couldn't find it. Yeah, because it's in the article that I'm reading. So I'm going to cover that. I'm just going to read this part about how they're in here and then I'll come back. But I didn't want to miss this. So, because I know I brought it up and I couldn't get back to it. So let's cover this really quick. So it says here, operations of the ring, the Times had videotapes, audio tapes, and still photographs were made of acts performed by, by clients and the boys, including acts, weird acts. There you go. Documents show that customers were charged for videotapes from the operations. In an attempt to hide the nature of credit card charges for some clients, professional services billed them for innocuous items such as cremation urns or prayer cards. One of the ring's credit card processing companies was established by Robert Chambers, a funeral director whose family owns Chambers Funeral Home. Mr. Chambers, who declined to be interviewed, was said to have arranged with Sovron Bank in Silver Springs to establish a sub-merchant account in Chambers Funeral Home, credit accounts in the same professional service incorporated. It is through the sub-merchant account that credit card vouchers and checks were processed from the escort services. Following the February 28th police raid on 34th, I don't give the address, Chambers Funeral Home officials, at the request of W.W. Chambers, the patriarch of the family business, canceled the unauthorized professional services. Robert Chambers was fired by his father from the company at the time. Mr. Vinson, professional services call boy dispatcher, who also once worked for the clerk of the U.S. House of Representatives. Mr. Baylock is still involved in civil litigation with the local bank over payment of thousands of dollars of MasterCard charges of Mr. Manos in Mr. Bollock's name. So obviously he wasn't lying, right? But they were able to make the connect. Because there's always a connect. And back then, paper trails were like 20-page receipts. They just... Remember those old machines for Wall Street? You know, you ever seen it in a movie and it's like this little thing that turns and they just go like that and keep... This is how this is. And there's also how the files are now. Except nobody knows this stuff. Anyway, see? I'll be back. Hold on. Mr. Bollock said in an interview that Mr. Manos tricked him into taking a trip last fall to Greece in pursuit of employment with a Greek shipping tycoon for him Mr. Manos had previous acts and services with. When Mr. Bollock returned from Athens, he found that Mr. Manos had taken $4,000 from his bank checking accounts. Quote, my bank accounts were in negative, cash savings and bonds, and opened up about a dozen charges in his name at major department stores along the East Coast. Now keep that in mind. If you listen to my last live, I was discussing his flamboyant lifestyle, how he became famous, how he did. Seriously, how close could they have possibly been for him to get access to all of this? That was a bond of trust. That was two people that had a relationship. Crazy and all, but sorry, my neighbors. Anyway, so that's how he got into the circle. It's not like Mr. Bollock was like some regular John from the middle of nowhere. No. He was big. He was making mistakes. And he was being blackmailed. So, it said also, Mr. Manos stole and demolished his car while Mr. Bollock was on the trip to Greece. Was on the trip in Greece. Quote, this was a nightmare in my life, Mr. Bollock said, explaining that his involvement with Mr. Manos was brought about by, quote, loneliness and laziness. Mr. Bollock said his financial losses occurred after Mr. Manos threatened to expose to his government superiors his same-sex involvement with the ring. Mr. Bollock said he informed his superior at OPM of the blackmail attempts and other problems involving Mr. Manos. The Times had been unable to locate Mr. Manos, who reportedly has returned to the district in recent weeks. Mr. Dutcher, who now heads up a private consulting firm called the Dutcher Company, was charged with placing Reagan-oriented conservatives into the career civil service during the closing years of Mr. Reagan's presidency. This is how it keeps falling into place. One after the other after the other. But they're all tied. The powerful, and this is not just the United States, this is the whole fucking world. The whole world. We just happen to be in this bubble in this time. So he described himself as bisexual and has stress, and quote, stress drove him to seek out male companionship. I only used the service once. I only saw the person once. This person was there no longer than 35 minutes, he said. He confirmed paying $155, which was charged to his visa. The physical encounter was brief, and the physical encounter was safe, extremely. I've had friends who died of AIDS, said Mr. Dutcher. He also said he never used his White House personnel position to place anyone in a government position where he knew about my same-sex lifestyle. His priority was his job, not my private life. According to a credit card voucher, Todd Blodgett's account was charged $325 on May 1988 for the escort service referral by professional services. A Republican National Committee staffer assigned to conduct, quote, opposition research against Democratic candidates nationwide said in a series of interviews that a friend who was same-sex thing used his card to procure an escort. Okay. What did I just say? A Republican National Committee staffer was assigned to conduct opposition research. What happened when the files came out? Who was the first person they named? Clinton. Right? They were like, it's not us, it's them. Yeah, it's all of them. But they wanted to pick this one dude. They had to. They were like, we got to make them think that this is a Democratic issue, which he says that every single day, like on repeat. He's a loop. He's a literal loop. If you go back into my videos just a couple of days ago, I was talking about earworms, where, we hear the same shit over and over and over, and it becomes a part of our reality. You know what I mean? And I will be covering that I'm not covering that today. But trauma-based torture and some of the things we're doing on the news with a little more key 24 hours a day, it's trauma-based. It's on purpose. And I'm going to tell you another day, I think, who's involved, how they're involved, how long they've been involved, and how it works. Because it does work. Look around. It's working. Mr. Blodgett bought the friend, Boston antique dealer, Mr. Hastings, to an interview Tuesday to substantiate his claim that he had done nothing illicit. I am innocent, he said. Mr. Hastings and Mr. Blodgett allowed him to use his American Express on numerous occasions, and that he in turn allowed Mr. Blodgett to use his credit card on occasion, because that's what you do with your friends, right? You just walk around. They're not even friends. They work together. So I'm like, hey, you just use my credit card. It'll be fine. Pay me back when you want. Oh, you're going to give me yours too? Who does that? Who's walking around? I don't even know I think American Express is still a thing. If you remember back in like the 80s and 90s, it was an unlimited card. Like, only rich people had an American Express back then. They would give you unlimited, you would just spend whatever the hell you want as long as you paid it back. So you could spend 20 grand at any point during the day. Just as long before that 30 days is up, that monthly statement is up, you put it back, nobody's going to talk about it. That's it. And that's why they were using the American Express card more than Visa. Visa's MasterCard, right? Ugh. Anyway, okay. Mr. Hastings said he used Mr. Blodgett's credit card to pressure a escort unbeknownst to the Republican staffer. So he threw another dude under the bus. Now he was like, oh, I gave him my credit card. He's saying that he purposely used it to get him in trouble. Listen, even if that was the case, why would you give out your credit card? Like, physically give it out in your hand to another person's hand and then get mad when somebody does something like that. Mr. Hastings said the person was hired as a bartender at a quickly arranged party in Mr. Blodgett's district apartment. Quote, I needed someone who would wear just a black bow tie and shorts. Yeah. Mr. Blodgett, Mr. Hastings reimbursed him in cash for this and other charges when he returned to town. He said he did not know the details of those transactions until this week, and that he trusted his friend of 6 years. That's the article. That's it. Washington Times, Thursday, June 29th, 1989, Washington, D.C. All of that was terrifying. It's exactly what's happening today. Exactly. It's like they took the rule book and then they just updated it. Yeah? It's like Windows 10 to Windows 11. By the way, I still have Windows 10. I refuse to upgrade. They're not catching me. Okay. When I come back, we're going to cover some of the financial records and some names that may be a little bit more familiar, and a lot of the code words, because I think if you start watching these, and I'm covering very detailed piece of information like this one, excuse me, this one was published June 30th in 1989. This is, even though all of the information is coming from different outlets, they all have, different pieces of information. Like the Dallas one talked more about what was happening in Dallas, New York, blah, blah, blah. This one's going to cover more about DC. And so the names and the information they're going to get is more localized. So this is where we're going to start getting more into DC. And we already covered the first Bush. We already covered Reagan. We covered all of the... Dan Quayle was involved. We had, Jesus Christ, like everybody. Anyway, and if you think about it, that guy giving away his credit card, if you think that their staffers, their personal private receptionist, or what the hell are they called? The dude that follows you around, does everything you want. You think they didn't know what was happening? Either they knew what was happening, they put a blind eye, or they were doing it and then they had a fall guy. The same way that the Cheeto is doing it today, right? He's hiding everything. Now he's starting to fire people. Now he's starting to get rid of people. This is just another form of distraction. We're so happy that that dude from Minnesota just got out. We took it as a win. That's not a win. We didn't win anything. He's kicking his feet up somewhere. That's how they do it. They cover up for their bosses. They get to live, because a lot of these people threaten their lives. They tell you, whatever it is that you want to hear, and they say, I just need you to take the fall. And right now, that's exactly what's happening. He's firing people he knows will make the American people happy, so we don't ask questions. And a lot of people aren't asking questions. And that's a little bit concerning. So I'll be back in a minute. We're going to cover more DC. I haven't even gotten to the Franklin scandal yet. Anyway, I'm Trinity. This is Esoteric Truth Radio. Come on back. Follow, like, subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know if this is surprising you in any way. Are you angry? Because I'm angry. I'm the one that's like reading this. I'm pissed, actually. I'm really, really upset. I kind of want to have a drink, but I don't, because, yeah, I just don't. It's a lot. So I will be back, and we're going to cover political figures that are linked to the DC call boy. This is going to be good. Anyway, thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and I will see you in a couple of minutes. Bye.